Listen, people, the Cowboys are not going after CJ Stroud, but are they going to draft a quarterback? Yes. Good people, it's your boy Mr. Rome, Cowboys fan talk, right back like I never left. What's up with y'all, man? Day 2 of midday CFT. You know what I'm saying? I'm back out here with y'all. Um, the hot topic this week, the story everyone's been talking about that we don't want to talk about. Cowboys going after, no, not going after. Cowboys are intrigued by CJ Stroud. And before I get off into this, let me just give flowers to my contemporaries, to my peers, to my boys. Just let me just say shout out. Y'all do your own research. Shout out to Space Cowboy. Shout out to Law Nation. Shout out to Boss Cowboy. Shout out to Big Game James. Shout out to Jay Tuck. Shout out to everybody in the Cowboys community that came together like Voltron and showed our unity. If you don't already know, you go do your own research. But I love the fact that, if I can use Boss Cowboy's motto, our voice matters. I love the fact that our community is more unified than ever. And I can appreciate that, man. It's very, very, very dope to see. You know what I'm saying? We all pushing in the same direction. I'll say that. But let's talk about this whole CJ Stroud thing. Look, a story was released earlier this week by Mike Fisher saying that the Cowboys are intrigued by CJ Stroud, and that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? I know when you're an insider, you can't give up sources and everything like that, but everybody knows Stephen Jones. We know what that was about. That's contract negotiations are coming up with Dak, and they want him to know that we'll move off of you. Don't try to get us for too much bread. And I get that. That's how negotiations go, but other teams don't do this to their quarterbacks or do this to their players. Trayvon Diggs negotiations are up right now, and guess what they're talking about? You got unpaid bills and all this extra stuff. How's all that information getting released? We already know who's releasing it, who's pushing this narrative. Whenever a Cowboys player is up for contract negotiation or anything like that and they don't have leverage, dirt starts to fly. That's what they do. It is what it is. CJ Stroud's an incredible player. Salute to him. We ain't going after him. We ain't in a place. First of all, the cap hit for going after CJ Stroud will be wild. Wild. If we trade Dak Prescott, the cap hit like $80 million. Stop. The Cowboys, first of all, they do not tank. We don't know how to tank. Only way that we tank those type of situations is when we get an injury. Unless somebody gets majorly hurt, we never end up in the top of the draft. That's how it happens. Knock on wood. I hope nobody gets hurt, but that's how it happens. So we're not trading. They love their draft assets too much. What we would have to trade to get up there to get Stroud is crazy. And everybody needs to realize this. Everybody really needs to realize this. It don't always work out. The San Francisco 49ers traded their future like 3-1, something crazy, for Trey Lance. And Trey Lance has been treated to the dash. I know he's been hurt. I hope he gets it together. Wish him luck. But as of right now, it looked like they wasted wild draft capital to end up playing Brock Purdy, who might be great. But that was an accident, not a plan. You feel me? So this whole quarterback is not an exact science. And they don't grow on trees. And everybody that think they grow on trees, you're crazy. This whole, like, just get rid of Dak. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what it does to the team is idiocracy. That's just pure hate. And if you hate Dak Prescott, just say that then. Just say it. If you hate Dak Prescott, write in the comments, I hate Dak Prescott. If you rock with Dak, write in the comments, I rock with Dak. Me personally, I rock with Dak Prescott. But I am not opposed to drafting a quarterback. Enter today's discussion. We're not going after CJ Stroud. We're not interested in CJ Stroud legitimately. That's all for contract negotiations. We are legitimately, I feel like, as an organization, interested in Hendon Hooker. Yes, quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. And Heisman finalist, Heisman leader at one point. I think in like October, early November. He was in Heisman odds, he was in the front. Incredible player. I think he had like 27 something touchdowns this year. 2 interceptions, threw like 3 interceptions last year. Great ball security, and I can hear y'all now. He don't throw interceptions like Dak do. I can hear y'all before y'all say it. I say we get this real consideration for him for one reason. He got hurt. If he didn't get hurt, this wouldn't be a discussion. He's met with other teams, but he has met with the Cowboys. So that's the legitimate consideration part. He's also 25 years old coming off an injury. And that's where the Cowboys come in. Because you know Stephen Jones, when somebody hurt, he like, was good. Like that's his, Stephen Jones start Birdman hand rubbing. When somebody get hurt, he be like, let me talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Hendon Hooker's coming off an injury. That's Stephen Jones' bag. He'll talk him up. He'll say, you can come develop with us. But Hendon Hooker's 25 coming off injury. And that's where, because most people say he won't be there. He might not. He's a great player. He's accurate. They say he throws one of the best deep balls in college football. He might not. But I know that the Dak haters, if you're still watching, you're loving this. Because you're like, well, CFT talking about drafting another quarterback. Not to replace Dak Prescott. To replace Cooper Rush. A legitimate backup, just in case. It's insurance for injury. And it's draft capital is perfect. He develops like he's supposed to. You can flip him later. I got all the faith in Dak Prescott, but do I feel like the Joneses are Jerome? No. The Joneses are ready to move on if they can. I don't care what they talking about. You feel me? It's just the way, it's how the business work. You know what I'm saying? And if Dak gets hurt, nicked up, and we got like a Hendon Hooker on, and he comes in and balls out, then we start figuring out the other situation. You feel me? It's insurance. Whether I want it to happen or not, I'm not here to lie to y'all. I see them drafting a quarterback. Whether it's Hendon Hooker or not, it is what it is. The fact that he's 25 and coming off an injury, I can see him being right there in the 3rd round. And the Cowboys will take him. I can see him taking him in the 2nd round. And that's going to set off all alarms, and it's going to be news stories for weeks, and the Cowboys don't believe in Dak, and whatever. I've seen teams do this before. You just saw the Packers trade up and take Love in the 1st round. And Aaron Rodgers still the starting quarterback. Starting quarterbacks are good quarterback prospects are assets. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And insurance policies. However you want to look at it. You know. I think Hendon Hooker is going to be legitimately considered. I think that with his injury and his age, him being 25 already, you know what I'm saying? By the time he's playing again, he might be 26. And that might be right up the Cowboys' wheelhouse. His attributes, he's 6'4", and can sling that thing. He can throw that pill. Like I said, he's a Heisman finalist. But I can see him sliding in the draft just mainly because of age. If he was 23, this wouldn't be a discussion. Those 2 years are pivotal. Off of injury. Age is already bad without the injury. Off injury, I'm telling you right now, he will be there in the 3rd or the 4th, and the Cowboys will probably pull the trigger. I know they got some interest in some other quarterbacks, and we'll get to that. But they're going to take a quarterback this year. Going to get your mind ready for it. Don't flip out when it happens. Don't take the bait. Don't start, they hate Dak. And if you want to, I get it. That's the game. I'm used to it at this point. But I don't hate Hendon Hooker. I think that he's a great player, But I also support, let me make this clear. Let me make this clear for anybody that got this far into the video. I support Dak Prescott. One of his biggest fans. Go get that man some weapons. I'm not off that. I saw that Robert Woods got released right before I recorded this. I don't want Robert Woods. I'm probably going to get Robert Woods because that's what the Jones family do. I'm probably going to have to deal with Robert Woods and try to hope that he plays great because that's what they do. But I don't want Robert Woods. I want legitimate weapons. Please go get me some. But I just want to put this thing out there about what quarterback we're actually intrigued with and the other one that is clickbait. But look, man, it's your boy, Mr. Rome. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the whackness of that CJ Stroud story, the legitimacy of the Hendon Hooker story, and just write no to Woods in the comments if you're with me. I'll holler.